just looked at the stats here. Field goals were the same. You got rebounded, had more assists, but 12 more free throws for Ohio State. Explain that.
You heard that, guys? That was alarming in a lot of ways. And then, when you look at it, we had the most points in the paint. So 36 points in the paint, and we only shot 6 free throws, and Ohio State attempted 18, but we had the most points in the paint, and that was alarming to me. And I was like, wow, we're attacking the basket. I see there's contact made. I think we earned the right to go to the free throw line, but unfortunately, I just wanted to make sure that our guys were still continuing to keep playing. But you're a competitor. You feel the contact and you want it to be called fairly. And unfortunately, our guys was trying to keep their cool, and I was just telling them, just stay locked in, stay within the moment. I'll ask the referee to call, ask for the reason why, and I don't want you guys to get frustrated. So I really commend our young men on just keeping a level head. Unfortunately, they coached them to keep a level head, because I got a little frustrated towards the end, so I apologize to them for that.
Andrew?
Juwan, I know you always say no excuses, but 3 games in 5 days, 5 and 8. Did you sense any fatigue from your guys late in the game?
Yeah, you have to have some type of fatigue, when you have 3 and 5 nights. Unfortunately, that's what the schedule was thrown at us, and we're not gonna make no excuse about it. We still had a chance to win the ball game, but give Ohio State credit. They played well, they played with energy, they played with effort, they played with toughness. And I'm not saying we didn't, because I keep saying, we attacked the paint with force. We got 36 points in the paint. That's impressive.
Nick, Juwan?
Eli, you said that you guys weren't making the shots that you needed to.
Right.
Did you feel like it was just a cold night, kind of like he said, or was Ohio State doing something defensively to force some of those misses?
Well, we got some good looks. We had shot 4 for 17 from 3, and there were some really good looks at the basket. I would say maybe 5 of them was forced, but other than that, it just didn't go in for us. But we stayed with it, and we continue to keep grinding. But it's nice that our young men will be able to get some rest come tomorrow and get a little recovery in. I'm gonna put the keys, I don't have a lock, but some type of way I'm gonna try to lock the doors and make sure they do not come in and get any workouts in, not touching the basketball, because I think it's important for them to get away from it, not just physically, but also mentally. And then I told them after the game, I'm sure there's something as far as an exam or paper, and I gotta go back to my notes and take a look as far as what they have, from some of their classes on work that's coming up. They can really get to that tomorrow and try to play catch up, because when you look at it from 3 and 5 nights, it's very challenging. When you're sitting at a laptop or a book and trying to read and try to take care of your academics, and you're falling asleep at the same time because you have a lack of rest. So tonight and tomorrow, it's important for our guys to get away and get back into their books.
Michael?
Juwan, what can Musa learn from an experience like this, getting a chance to go against DJ for a lot of the game?
Musa is a sponge. He's a competitor, and he looked in the locker room, and he was the last guy that I went over. And, we always, no matter what, win or loss, I make sure that I go over and just thank all of them for bringing it. And Musa was the last one, and you could see the fire in his eyes. He didn't really want to look up at me. And I know he was thinking back to a lot of plays that he was playing in his head. And I'm sure he's going to go back and look at film on his own. We're going to look at film together, individually, one-on-one. And he's going to have some questions, and we're going to have a lot of dialogue on what can we learn from a situation like this. And also, give Liddell credit. His points wasn't just scoring on Musa now. Let's get that right. But he's a great example to learn from, because I look back to Liddell's freshman year. That was my first year in coaching, and he was a role player, and he wasn't as offensively efficient as he is now. And he's year he's gotten better, and he's added more to his game. And why not try to steal something from a guy who's playing at a high level and improve year after year?
Does anybody have anything else?
I know you're, you know, one game at a time kind of coach, but I guess if you could assess this past week, you lost today, but picked up, you know, a couple of good wins, kind of where the team's at, and then some momentum here for the final stretch.
Yeah, I see more than just 1% better with this team. I see a lot of growth. I think in the beginning of the season, our non-conference schedule was a really good schedule for us to really test and see how we can grow and how we can learn how to win. And you know, these last 3 games, and I've been seeing a lot of growth from our guys. And to be able to get a win in Penn State, tough environment, very tough, competitive team, and then also you know, our game, you know, Thursday night at home, you know, our crowd was in it. Just today, I just feel bad that, you know, we didn't get the win, because, you know, it was beautiful just to see the support that came out today to support the team, and then also that everyone banded together to wear blue out. There was a lot of excitement in the building, and also to honor, you know, Hall of Famer and Rudy T, you know, the man himself, Mr. Michigan, and also Mr. Houston Rocket. You know, but we fell short. So it would have been nice to celebrate for Mr. Rudy T.
Jay?
Juwan, I guess could you just describe what it was like trying to navigate this week with quick turnarounds, late travel, late tips, everything between?
It was tough. It really was. You know, not making excuses, but we got to call it what it is. That game that was a postponement that we had to play on Thursday, you know, we had a short turnaround to prep for Ohio State. But it's similar to like how you're going to face in the Big Ten tournament as well as in the NCAA tournament. So, you know, not making excuses, but it would have been nice to have a couple of, you know, day or day or two to have time to reset the button and spend a little bit more time into diving into Ohio State and, you know, how they play, and offensive end as well as what they do on the defensive end. But I commend our guys for coming in here with that sort of like workman-like attitude, bringing the lunch pail, hard hat, ready to compete, and not making any excuses for it. I also commend the staff for scrambling, you know, putting together a good game prep, as well as our support staff. They didn't get much sleep either. Our managers, you know, as well as our video coordinator, you know, Juwan Simmons. You know, I think he's probably working on an average of, you know, 3 to 4 hours of sleep. You know, because personally, he has a baby at home too that keeps him up. So it's been a lot on us. But you know, tonight and tomorrow, it'll be good for everyone. Just like I said before, just to get away. But it was great preparation for us to really get prepared for what's going to happen in March.
Thank you.
Sorry if you touched on Liddell, but you've seen some great bigs come through this league since you came on. Just in what ways does he really differentiate himself in your eyes?
Yeah, Liddell is unique in a lot of ways. And what makes him so efficient is he really does a good job of getting to his spot. And he's also patient with it as well. Whether he's on the low block and he's getting back to that left shoulder, and everyone knows he's getting to the left shoulder, but it's still hard to stop because it gets so high up on his jump shot. And he also does a good job of creating space, whether it's crab dribble with a shoulder bump to knock you off balance, and then he raises up, or whether it's facing where he faces you, jab shot, or it's pick and pop, where he pick and pop, shoot it, or pick and pop, shot fake, drive it. He's hard stopping, you know, going left and then going right. You know, he'll raise up and try to shoot over you. And our guys were, you know, making every, you know, shot that he took contested. And Musa did a really good job, you know, especially in the first half of, you know, getting handball contests. And one of them he blocked, but then, you know, there were some times where he was called for a foul, and I got to go back and watch film. And then that's where it kind of took some of the aggressive away from the defender, and gave more aggressiveness towards the offensive player. And and Liddell is smart, and he took advantage of what was given to him. And I just seen, like I said earlier, a lot of growth. The game has slowed down to him too, because as a freshman, he was putting his head down and going fast like a lot of freshmen. And then last year, he just made a huge turn. And he hit the switch, and he became their elite go-to guy along with Dwayne Washington. And now this year, he's one of the best players in the Big Ten that can play at the 4 or 5 spot.
Anything else?
The decision to go single coverage on him, was it just to avoid getting into rotation or limited threes or what?
I couldn't tell you that. I had to tell you that, then I don't want to say that word.
Does anybody have anything else? All right, folks, thank you very much.